What is up, YouTube? It is Baseball Nerd back with another MLB The Show video. In today's video, I'm going to be going over a couple of the easy collections, the cheapest collections, the ones I think you should be knocking out first. Now that we're starting to get our stub count up, starting to get some good players on the squad from Grind and BR and Showdown and other moments, ripping packs on Conquest and different stuff. So now the squad's getting built up, I might start looking in to start finishing some collections. So let's go look at the easiest ones, the best ones you should be doing right now. Coming over to the collections tab, you can click on it. First things first, if you're no money spent, especially this starter collection, collecting easy little collections here. Just collect common players, not hard. You gotta collect 5, collect 10 infielders. You can do common players. Go lock these guys into their respective teams as well. But easy collections here just to get you some stubs and finish off some collections for you. I did those off rip just to get them out of the way. But moving into live series, this is where we're going to be looking at most of our collections. Starting off with the Baltimore Orioles, this one is an easy collection to complete. They don't even have a gold. All their players are silver or worse. So easy to complete, super cheap. But the not great part about this one is I don't love Jim Palmer. He's not an amazing card for me, but it's not a bad card. It gets you a gold starting pitcher. He has a really good stamina, not great per nines. He doesn't throw very hard. He has a decent repertoire, no sinker, but he's got the 2-seam there. You see the changeup, 12-6, and a slider. So not a bad pitcher here, especially for how cheap this collection is compared to others. So if you want to knock this one out, it is a good one to start with. Moving on, I have 3 I like in the AL Central. The Tigers, who have not even a gold. They are just like the Orioles. They have all silvers and bronzes and below. If you come over here, Pudge Rodriguez is their reward. He's a not great catcher. You can get the free Salvi, the 88 overall Team Affinity Stage 1 Salvi. That's my favorite catcher so far that I've used. But this is a decent card. He's got really good defense, diamond defense. He has good contact, not great power. He's going to be good behind the plate, though. If you need a catcher right now, this is an easy collection to complete, and it gets you a pretty good card in Pudge. Moving on to the Kansas City Royals. They have 2 golds, but that's it. 2 golds, no diamonds, and Whit Merrifield may be going up at some point, so he might turn into a diamond and get more expensive as the year goes on. But other than that, they have a couple silvers, and then the rest are bronze and below. And you get this George Brett. George Brett is a lefty third baseman. He can also play short, though. He's got silver defense, so not an amazing defender, but I don't think it's going to hurt you at third at all. He's got okay speed. The power is where he's lacking, but he's a lefty third baseman, and I feel like his swing's a little glitchy. There was a 99 overall George Brett, I believe in 2019, that I used and I absolutely loved. Moving on, we have the Minnesota Twins. Now, they have a lot of golds. They have, I think, 8 golds. Yes, 8 golds total here. Byron Buxton's a lock to go diamond very soon. Donaldson come back from his injury, looks pretty good. They have some good players that could go diamond for sure, but they're all golds right now, some silvers, and then the rest are below that. And this is the main reason I like this one. No diamonds yet that you have to buy, and Kirby Puckett's a pretty good reward. 89 overall center fielder, he can play left or right. He's got lockdown diamond defense, 85 arm, not bad there. 59 speed, and then the bat looks pretty good. He kills lefties, 114, 80 power against lefties, and then 76 contact, 62 power against righties. So not as good against righties, but he's a right-handed batter. A lot of times I feel like we get right-handed batters with reverse splits that actually kill righties. So it's nice to get a righty hitter that can kill lefties, and he's a really good outfielder for you. So that's a nice card to get without having to lock any diamonds into a collection. Moving on to the Texas Rangers, we have another gold starting pitcher in Bert Blyleven. He has a primary curveball and then the 4-seam changeup, 2-seam. Doesn't throw hard, has okay to decent per nines and 107 stamina. He's not a terrible pitcher, not the best, but the good thing about this collection is there's Joey Gallo, there's 2 silvers in Jose Leclerc and Isaiah Kiner Falefa, and everybody else is bronze or worse. This is a very easy collection to complete. Gets you an 84 gold starting pitcher and not too hard to get him. Moving on, we got the Mariners, and they have 1 gold in Ken Giles, and then they have 5 silvers you see here, and that is it. The rest is bronze and below. This should be a cheap collection. And Michael Pineda doesn't look too bad, to be honest. We've been going through these gold starting pitchers, and I've been kind of, pooping on him a little bit, but he's got pretty good per nines. He's got 69 control, which isn't the worst, not the best. 86 velo, 85 break. His repertoire is a 4-seam slider, changeup, 2-seam, so at least he's got the 2-seam. Not a bad pitcher here in Michael Pineda. The A's is one I go back and forth on. I tried to leave out any ones that you have to get a diamond for. But Matt Chapman, if you look here, he's only going for about 19K. You can get him for about 19K. He's going to be a lockdown defender. 99 fielding, 88 arm, 99 reaction. Really good defender over there at third. His hitting stats are decent. He's got pretty good power for both sides, but not amazing power, and he's got decent contact. But I love this card. I like him a lot, honestly, and especially I like having that lockdown defense over at third. But they have 2 golds to go with him, Ramon Laureano, Matt Olson, who are definitely not bad cards either, and some silvers you have to collect here. So it's not the easiest collection by any means, but the best part about this one is you got to get 1 diamond, that's it, and then you get this Dennis Eckersley card. It's a closing pitcher. He throws a slider, sinker, 4-seam. I like using Eckersley. He's normally pretty good in my opinion. His per nines are great, 194 H&K per nines, and then he's got 94 control, 90 break. His velo's not that high, but his sinker and the slider is what is really nasty about him. The 4-seam, you can throw it when you need to, but really the sinker and the slider is just a nasty combo. With his pitching animation, I think it definitely works super well. So not a hard collection here, just 1 diamond. You can get yourself a really good closer in Eckersley. Moving on, we got the Miami Marlins. They have 1 gold in Starling Marte, and then some silvers you got to get. Decent amount of silvers, but not too bad. And you get this Destrange Gordon card, second baseman, no secondary positions, which kind of sucks. He's got insane contact and little power, but we're going to get right back to that after I look at his defense. Really good fielding, 85. You don't care about the 52 arm because he can only play second base. Don't need to make that many big throws at second. He's got 95 speed, 95 steal, 99 base running aggression. So really good steal and running stats. He's going to be fast as hell on the base paths. He's a lefty bat, second baseman. So good thing about this though, looking at the power, 29-36, doesn't look very good. I feel like his card is always a little glitchy. He's going to get some balls out of the yard. He's going to be fast as hell. Anything he hits into the corners in the outfield, going to be at least a double, maybe a triple half the time. I like this card a lot, to be honest, for like a collection that's not very expensive at all. 1 gold here, guys. So I like this collection a lot, the Miami Marlins. The Chicago Cubs is one I also like a lot. You got 5 golds here. That's a decent amount of golds, but Javi Baez is the only one that's decently expensive out of any of these golds. Then they got a couple silvers, and then it's on to bronzes. And Kerry Wood is a pretty good collection in my opinion. He's got 93 break, 81 velo, 77 control, probably the most balanced out of those 3 that we've seen so far. And then his per nines are 84, 106, 106 K9s, that's really good. And then he's got a 4-seam, 12-6 curve, a cutter, and a slurve. So no 2-seam or sinker, but I like the cutter. His curve and slurve are very nasty. So I like this Kerry Wood card. I think he's a decent closer. I think this is the same card that was in the game last year, and I liked him at least in the beginning of the year. So I definitely like this Kerry Wood card. I like the Cubs collection for sure. Moving on to the Reds, we have 5 golds here. That's it. No diamonds. A couple silvers, I think 4, yes. And then you get this Adam Dunn card. It is a gold. It's a lefty bat, though. He can play left and right, and he's actually got not terrible defense with an 85 arm, so sticking him in left or right is not too big a deal here. He's not super slow with 55 speed. He's just not that fast. The big thing about Adam Dunn is you get that power, 97, 106 power, 62, 75 contacts, not that bad. That's really not that bad at all, in my opinion. We've used Joey Gallo, who crushes baseball, and his contacts far below that. So I definitely like this card, especially for hitting. At worst, if you really don't like the 64 fielding with the 85 arm and you can't stick him in left or right, then you stick him on the bench, and he's a bench bat. He's an insane bench bat, especially to start the year. If you're a guy that's not buying stubs, trying to go the no money spent route, this is definitely a good collection to start. The Pirates, definitely one of the cheaper ones. They got 3 silvers. That is it that you need to worry about as far as stubs go, and you get this Ralph Kiner. Righty, he plays left and right. He has terrible fielding, not even a decent arm. I don't love his fielding. He would be a bench bat for me, potentially. Contacts 57-57. He only really has good power against righties, but he doesn't even have elevated contact against them. I don't really love this card. I just know that this is a cheap collection you can get that will give you a gold card to put on your squad if you need it. It's a cheap collection you could start off to finish before you start digging into the other ones to work our way towards chipper. I don't necessarily, this is one of my least favorite rewards, I guess, for any of the live series collections, but it is a cheap collection. Moving on to the NL West, the last division for us to look at, we got the Diamondbacks. They have Ketel Marte, who is a gold, and that is it. Other than that, they got a decent amount of silvers, I think about 7, yes, and that is it. So not a bad collection here. And Archie Bradley, I've seen mixed reviews on Archie Bradley. I had someone tell me that his card sucks every year. I've had people talk about how good his card is right now. I don't know. I haven't used him yet. Hopefully I can get him in VR or something soon. but he throws 96. He's got decent velo, decent break, and decent control on this card. He's got decent per nines. He looks pretty good stats wise. Looking at his repertoire, the four seam, knuckle curve, cutter, changeup. I don't love when a card doesn't have a two seam or a sinker, but the cutter can maybe help out there, and he throws decently hard. So I like this card until I use it and I don't like it. Just based off the stats, I think this is a decent card, and the collection's not too expensive, so if you can knock this one out, you get yourself a decent little bullpen pitcher in Archie Bradley. Last but not least, we have the Giants. Mike Yastrzemski is their only gold. They have a decent little crop of silvers. I think they have 8, yes. And Mike Yastrzemski, like I said, the only gold. Hunter Strickland, 82 overall reliever, is your collection reward for the Giants. Decent per nines, 92 H per nines, which is pretty good. 73 control, 93 velo, 87 break. Kind of similar to Archie Bradley here for me. Decent stats, looks like a good card on paper. I gotta try him out before I can tell you guys if he's really good or not. But he has decent velo. He's got the four seam slider, changeup, two seam. I like his repertoire. I don't love it, but I like it. Pretty good card here in Hunter Strickland. Reliever for not very expensive of a collection. I definitely dig this live series collection. Now, another 2 collections I think is easy to complete and will maybe just give you a little bit of stubs for your time. I've been getting a lot of stadiums, a lot of MLB and minor league stadiums. If you lock these in, you can get 1,000. As you collect them, you get more stubs, but you can get 600. I don't know what these 3 were, but 625 stubs, 800, 1,000 stubs. So you're gonna get a couple thousand stubs and a little nameplate collector. And you have all these stadiums anyways, and I've gotten a bunch of them no sell from packs, so you can't even sell them anyways. Might as well lock them in and get some stubs out of them. Same thing for the minor league stadiums. I don't have all of them yet, but you get a decent amount of little stubs for them. No nameplate on this one, but you got some no sell stadiums like these 2 you can see here. Why not lock them in and just cash out some stubs for something you can't sell anyways? So guys, those are some of the collections I would complete right now. Some of the easiest, best collections that aren't going to cost you a bunch, but would get you some good cards or some stubs or both. I hope you guys like this video. I hope you guys finish some of those collections. Start stacking up the squad. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.